Hello, my dear love. There is a moment, right before you fall asleep tonight, when your mind will quietly ask you a question it has been asking for years. It will ask when. When will you finally let yourself be happy? When the bills are paid? When the body is healed? When the relationship is right? When the promotion comes? When the house is bigger, the bank account fuller, the mistakes further behind you? And tonight, if you listen closely, you might notice something you have never let yourself notice before. The answer you keep giving is always somewhere out there, in a future that keeps moving further away every time you get close to it. If you are hearing this today, some part of you already knows this pattern. You feel it in the quiet moments, the ones between tasks, when the noise of the day fades and something honest rises up. A tiredness that has nothing to do with sleep, a sense that you have been holding your breath for a very long time, waiting for permission to exhale. You have done so much. You have tried so hard. You have carried more than anyone around you truly understands. And through all of it, a soft, patient voice inside you has been waiting for the day it finally gets to rest, to feel light, to feel joy without earning it first. Let this be the moment that voice gets heard, because here is the truth that so many people go their whole lives without discovering. Happiness was never on the other side of anything. It was never hiding behind the next achievement, the next relationship, the next version of your life that looks more impressive from the outside. It has been here, quietly available, this entire time, waiting for you to stop postponing it. Your life is not a waiting room. It is not a rehearsal for some better performance that starts later. It is happening right now, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in the very moment you are hearing these words. And it has been asking you, gently and patiently, to finally show up for it. Take a slow breath in with me now. Let it fill your chest, your shoulders, the space behind your eyes. And as you release it, let something in you soften. You do not have to solve your whole life in this moment. You only have to be willing to see one new possibility. That possibility is this: joy is not a reward waiting for you at the finish line. Joy is a choice available to you at every single point along the way, including this one, including today. I am allowed to feel good now. Let that settle into you. Not later. Not once things are different. Now, for most of your life, you may have been taught, quietly and without anyone ever saying it directly, that happiness has to be earned through struggle, that you must suffer first, prove yourself first, sacrifice first, and only then would joy be permitted to enter. This belief did not begin with you. It was passed down, absorbed from people who were taught the same thing, who watched their own parents delay their own happiness for decades, always waiting for some future moment that never quite arrived. And somewhere along the way, without ever choosing it consciously, you inherited the same quiet agreement. Happiness later, never happiness now. But a belief that was given to you is not the same as a truth about you. And what was given can always be released. Picture for a moment a wide open garden at the edge of a soft morning light. The grass is damp with dew, catching the very first rays of a golden sunrise breaking gently over distant hills. In this garden there are two versions of a single path. One path is wide and clear, lined with quiet trees, leading directly toward the warmth of the rising sun. The other path circles endlessly around the garden's edge, staying always in the shade, always just out of reach of that same warm light, moving and moving but never actually arriving anywhere. For years, you may have been walking the second path without realizing there was ever another option. Today, You are being shown the first one. It has always been there. It was simply waiting for you to notice it. I release the belief that happiness must be earned through suffering. I choose ease. I choose joy. I choose it now, exactly as I am, exactly where I stand. There is a reason this pattern of waiting feels so difficult to release, and it has nothing to do with weakness or failure on your part. The mind is wired to seek safety above all else, and somewhere early in your life, you likely learned that hoping too openly, wanting too freely, or trusting too fully could lead to disappointment. So a quiet strategy formed without your permission. If I do not fully let myself feel happy now, I cannot be as hurt later if it falls apart. If I keep some emotional distance from joy, I protect myself from loss. It felt logical. It felt safe. But what it actually did over time was rob you of thousands of ordinary moments that were asking to be enjoyed exactly as they were. Think of a river moving steadily through a valley, catching light on its surface, carrying everything along its path with a kind of quiet, unstoppable grace. A river does not wait for the perfect weather to flow. It does not pause its journey until the banks are wider or the water is clearer. It simply moves continuously, trusting its own motion, trusting the shape of the land to carry it forward. Your life was designed to move the same way. Not perfect, not without obstacles, but continuously alive, continuously worthy of being felt, exactly as it is, exactly as you are right now. I trust life to carry me forward. I do not have to control every outcome to feel peace today. Let your shoulders drop for a moment as you hear that. Let your jaw soften. So much of the tension you carry is not really about the specific problem in front of you. It is the residue of years spent bracing for a happiness that never seemed to arrive on schedule. And your body remembers every one of those delays, even when your mind has moved on to the next task, the next goal, the next reason to keep waiting. Consider, without judgment, someone who spent nearly 30 years telling themselves that joy was coming, just not yet. In their 20s, they told themselves that once they had stability, they would finally relax and enjoy their life. In their 30s, once the career was more secure, once the relationship felt safer, then happiness would be allowed in fully. In their 40s, once the children were older, once the mortgage felt lighter, then, finally, they would let themselves breathe. And one ordinary afternoon, sitting quietly with a cup of tea, going cold in their hands, they realized something that changed everything. Every single condition they had set had eventually been met. And still, happiness had not simply appeared on its own, because happiness was never a reward waiting at the end of a checklist. It had always been a decision, made moment by moment, that they had never actually allowed themselves to make. The day they understood this, they did not wait for one more condition to be met. They simply chose, right there with the cooling tea and the ordinary afternoon light, to feel grateful for what already existed. And in that decision, decades of delay quietly dissolved. Your story does not have to take 30 years to shift. It can begin to shift today, in this very moment, with a single decision made quietly and sincerely within you. I choose joy today, exactly as my life is right now. I no longer wait for permission to feel good. Let's go a little deeper together. Picture yourself standing at the base of a mountain, its peak wrapped gently in soft morning mist, sunlight just beginning to spill over its highest ridges. For a long time, you may have believed that happiness lives only at the summit, that you must climb and struggle and exhaust yourself completely before you are allowed to feel any peace at all. But notice, as you stand here in this vision, that the mountain air around you is already fresh. The light is already warm on your skin. Wildflowers are already blooming along the lower slopes, vivid and alive, needing no permission from the summit to exist in their own quiet beauty. Joy was never only at the peak. It has been growing along every step of your path this entire time, waiting patiently for you to look down and actually notice it. I am worthy of enjoying my life exactly as it unfolds, not only once I reach some imagined finish line. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that comes from believing your real life has not started yet. It shows up as a low hum of dissatisfaction, even on days when nothing is technically wrong. It shows up as scrolling through other people's moments while your own moments quietly pass by unnoticed. It shows up as saying someday, so often that someday becomes a kind of permanent address you never actually visit, but you were not created to live in the waiting room of your own existence. You were created to participate fully, right here, in the life that is actually unfolding around you, messy and unfinished and beautifully real. Breathe with me again. In slowly, feeling the air move gently through your chest, and out, releasing anything that feels tight or held. With every exhale, imagine releasing one small piece of the old belief that said later, not now. Let it go the way morning mist releases from a mountainside once the sun rises, high enough to warm it away completely. I release the habit of postponing my joy. I welcome happiness into this ordinary, unremarkable, perfectly real moment. Now imagine a door standing quietly open in front of you, sunlight pouring gently through it from the other side, warm and golden and inviting. For years, this door may have felt closed to you, locked behind conditions you had not yet met, achievements you had not yet reached, versions of yourself you had not yet become. But look closely now. The door was never locked. It was only ever waiting for you to walk toward it with the belief that you were already allowed to enter. You do not need a better version of yourself to walk through this doorway. You only need the willingness to stop waiting outside of your own life. I am allowed to enter this new chapter exactly as I am today. I do not need to change one more thing about myself before I am worthy of joy. As you walk through that open doorway in your mind, notice what waits for you on the other side. Not a life without challenges. Not a life that finally, magically, has no problems left to solve. Instead, notice a life that feels lighter simply because you have decided to stop bracing against it. Notice a version of your ordinary Tuesday that suddenly feels a little more vivid because you are finally present enough to actually experience it. Notice the coffee tasting a little richer, the sunlight through the window feeling a little warmer, the sound of someone you love laughing in the next room landing a little deeper in your chest. None of these things have to change for your happiness to increase. Only your willingness to receive them has to change. I welcome small moments of joy throughout my ordinary day. I do not need a perfect life to feel genuinely grateful for this one. There is a quiet power in gratitude that most people underestimate, because they believe gratitude is meant to be a reaction to something impressive, something rare, something worthy of celebration. But real gratitude, the kind that actually transforms a life, is far more available than that. It lives in noticing the warmth of sunlight on your skin during an ordinary walk. It lives in the comfort of a familiar chair, the quiet safety of a locked door at night, the simple miracle of a body that continues breathing without your conscious effort. When you begin noticing these small, constant gifts, something remarkable happens. Your nervous system begins to soften. Your mind begins to trust that life is not only made of obstacles waiting to be overcome, but also made of countless small blessings quietly present the entire time. I notice the good that is already here. I am grateful for this ordinary, unrepeatable day. Picture now a wide, open horizon stretching endlessly before you, the kind you might see from the top of a quiet hill at the very edge of morning, where the sky meets the earth in a soft blur of gold and blue. There is something about an open horizon that reminds the human heart of its own vast potential. It has no walls, no ceiling, no final edge you can see and measure. Your life holds that same open quality, even on days when it feels small or limited. New possibilities are always gathering just beyond what you can currently see, the same way the sun continues rising beyond a horizon line long before you can spot it directly. I trust that good things are already moving toward me, even in moments when I cannot yet see them clearly. Let yourself sit with that idea for a moment. Good things are already moving toward you. Not someday, not once you have proven yourself worthy through more struggle. Now, quietly, invisibly, the way seeds move beneath soil long before any green shoot breaks through the surface. Your job was never to force that growth through sheer effort and exhaustion. Your job is simply to stop blocking it with the old belief that happiness must always wait for one more condition to be met. Consider how much energy has gone over the years into bracing for disappointment instead of opening toward joy. Consider how many ordinary mornings passed by half noticed, because your attention was fixed on some future point where real life would supposedly begin. None of that energy was wasted, not truly. It taught you something essential. It taught you, through contrast, exactly how much you are ready now to feel differently. Every season of waiting was preparing the ground for this exact moment of recognition, the one happening quietly inside you as you listen to these words. I release the years of waiting. I welcome the life that is available to me today. There will be moments in the days ahead when the old pattern tries to return. A thought might whisper that you will finally relax once this particular situation resolves, once this particular fear quiets down, once this particular goal is finally reached. When that thought appears, you do not need to fight it or judge yourself for having it. You can simply notice it with gentle awareness and choose, softly but firmly, to return to this moment instead. I am allowed to feel peace now, even while this is still unfolding. That single sentence, repeated with sincerity, can begin to rewire decades of old conditioning. I choose peace in the middle of an unfinished life. I do not need everything resolved to feel calm today. Imagine once more that quiet garden from earlier, bathed now in fuller daylight, warm and alive with color. Notice how nothing in this garden is waiting for permission to bloom. The flowers do not delay their color until the weather is flawless. The trees do not withhold their shade until every branch is perfectly formed. Everything simply grows exactly as it is, exactly where it is planted, contributing its own particular beauty to the whole. You were never meant to be any different. Your growth does not require flawless conditions. It only requires your willingness to keep unfolding exactly as you are, right where you currently stand. I am allowed to bloom exactly where I am, without waiting for perfect conditions. As this moment continues to settle into you, let yourself imagine your future self, some months or years from now, looking back at this exact day. Notice how grateful that future self feels, not because every problem disappeared overnight, but because this was the day something quietly shifted. This was the day you stopped treating your happiness as a distant reward and started treating it as a birthright available to you now. That future self remembers this day fondly, the way you might remember the first morning after a long illness when you finally felt strong enough to step outside into fresh air again. I trust the journey unfolding within me. I trust myself to keep choosing joy again and again, one ordinary day at a time. Let another slow breath move through you now. As you inhale, imagine golden light gathering gently at the center of your chest, warm and steady, like a small sunrise beginning inside you. As you exhale, imagine that light expanding outward, filling your whole body with a quiet, settled sense of ease. This light did not have to be earned through struggle. It was always here, waiting patiently for your attention to finally turn toward it. I am safe to feel good. I am safe to enjoy my life exactly as it is unfolding. There is nothing small about deciding to enjoy your life today. It may look quiet from the outside, unremarkable even, but internally it is one of the most powerful shifts a person can make. It changes the way you move through your morning. It changes the tone in your voice when you speak to people you love. It changes what you notice on an ordinary walk, what you taste in an ordinary meal, what you feel when you close your eyes at the end of an ordinary day. None of this requires your circumstances to be perfect first. It only requires your willingness to stop postponing your presence within the life you already have. I welcome joy into the life I am already living, not the life I imagine I will have someday. Think again of that steady river, still moving quietly through its valley, catching light in 1,000 small ripples along its surface. Somewhere downstream, that river will pass through wider valleys, deeper pools, more dramatic landscapes. But it is not waiting to become real until it reaches those places. It is fully, completely itself in this very stretch, in this very moment, exactly as it flows right now. You are allowed the same permission. You do not need to reach some future landscape to become fully, completely yourself. You are already real, already worthy, already enough, exactly as you exist in this present stretch of your life. I am enough exactly as I am, exactly where I am, exactly now. As we come toward the end of this time together, I want you to notice something. You have been carrying an old story that said happiness was somewhere ahead of you, always slightly out of reach, always waiting for one more thing to change first. And in this quiet space, something in that story has already begun to loosen. You may not feel it as a dramatic shift. It may feel more like a small exhale, a slight loosening in your chest, a softening around a belief you have held for a very long time. That is enough. Transformation rarely arrives as a lightning bolt. More often, it arrives exactly like this, quietly, gently, one honest breath at a time. From this point forward, let yourself notice the ordinary gifts scattered throughout your day. The warmth of sunlight through a window, the comfort of a familiar voice, the simple relief of a full breath moving easily through your chest. None of these moments are beneath your gratitude. None of them are too small to count as real happiness. They are, in fact, exactly what happiness has always been made of. I am becoming someone who enjoys life now, not later. I am becoming someone who trusts that good things are already here and more are still arriving. Picture one final image with me. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of that open horizon, the sun now fully risen, light spreading gently across the entire landscape before you. Somewhere behind you lies the old pattern of waiting, growing smaller and quieter with every step you take forward. Somewhere ahead of you lies an ordinary, beautiful life, fully available, fully yours, requiring nothing more from you than your willingness to actually be present within it. You do not have to run toward this new way of living. You only have to take one small step, and then another, trusting that the ground beneath you is already solid enough to hold you. I release the belief that my life has not started yet. My life is happening now, and I choose to enjoy it. Before we come fully to rest, let's spend a little more time here together, because this shift deserves more than a passing moment. It deserves to be felt slowly, thoroughly, the way warm water settles into tired muscles. Notice for a moment how much of your life has been shaped by a quiet question running underneath everything else. Am I allowed to relax yet? Am I allowed to feel proud yet? Am I allowed to celebrate yet? To rest yet? To simply enjoy an afternoon without earning it through exhaustion first? That question has been running so long in the background that you may have stopped noticing it was even there, the way a person stops noticing the hum of a refrigerator until the room finally goes quiet. Let this be one of those quiet rooms. Let the hum finally settle. Imagine a calm morning somewhere far from any noise, the kind where the air itself feels unhurried. Soft light rests across a still lake, barely rippling, reflecting the pale colors of a sky just beginning to wake. There is nothing urgent about this scene. Nothing is being rushed toward completion, and yet nothing is missing either. The lake is not waiting to become more beautiful. The light is not waiting for a better hour to shine. Everything present in this scene is already, fully, quietly enough. Let your own life borrow some of that same stillness. You do not need to rush towards some more finished version of yourself to be worthy of this kind of peace. I allow my life to be enough exactly as it is today. I do not need to rush towards some future version of myself to deserve peace. There is an old habit, common to so many people, of measuring a day only by what got accomplished within it. Tasks completed, boxes checked, problems solved. And when the day does not produce enough visible proof of effort, a quiet disappointment can creep in, a sense that the day was somehow wasted, that joy was not yet deserved, because not enough was done to earn it. But your worth was never meant to be measured by output. A day spent resting, breathing, noticing small beauty around you is not a day wasted. It is a day fully lived. Productivity was never the price of happiness. It only ever felt that way because the belief was repeated so often it began to feel like truth. I release the belief that I must earn rest. I release the belief that I must earn joy through constant effort. Picture, once more, that healing golden light, this time gathering gently around your hands, warm and soft, like sunlight held briefly in cupped palms. Let this light represent permission. Permission to slow down without guilt. Permission to feel proud of how far you have already come. Even if the finish line you imagine still sits somewhere ahead. Permission to acknowledge that the version of you sitting here right now, listening to these words, has already survived every difficult chapter that came before this one. That alone is worth celebrating today, without waiting for anything more to be added to the list. I honor how far I have already come. I give myself permission to feel proud of this moment exactly as it is. Consider gently how differently a life unfolds when it is lived from a place of already enough rather than not yet enough. A person moving through their day from not yet enough constantly scans for what is missing, what still needs fixing, what still stands between them and the happiness they imagine waiting somewhere ahead. Their nervous system stays quietly braced, even during ordinary, safe moments, because some part of them has not yet received permission to stand down. A person moving through their day from already enough notices the same circumstances, faces many of the same challenges, and yet experiences them differently. there is more room to breathe, more room to notice beauty, more room for gratitude to rise naturally, without being forced. The circumstances did not have to change first. Only the internal starting point shifted. I choose to move through today from a place of already enough. Let's return once more to that open doorway, sunlight still spilling gently through it. Notice that beyond this doorway is not a life without difficulty. Challenges will still arise. Some days will still feel heavier than others. But even on those heavier days, joy remains available in small, quiet forms, tucked into ordinary corners easily overlooked. A warm drink held in both hands, a familiar song drifting from another room, a soft blanket on a cool evening. Happiness was never meant to be one enormous, permanent state achieved once and kept forever. It is something gathered gently, moment by moment, the way morning light gathers slowly across a room until the whole space feels bright. I gather small moments of joy throughout my day, trusting that they add up to a genuinely happy life. As you continue breathing slowly, imagine roots growing quietly beneath you, deep into soft, dark earth, anchoring you firmly into this present moment. These roots are not holding you back. They are holding you steady, the way a tree needs strong roots not to prevent growth, but to allow it safely. You can grow toward new goals, new dreams, new versions of your life, while still remaining rooted in gratitude for exactly where you stand today. Growth and gratitude were never opposites. They have always been meant to move together. I am rooted in gratitude, even as I continue growing toward new dreams. Let your attention drift for a moment to your own breathing, steady and constant, something your body has done without pause since the very first moment of your life. Notice how it never once demanded perfect circumstances before continuing. Through difficult years and easier ones, through heartbreak and celebration, your breath simply kept moving, quietly sustaining you the entire time. Let this steady rhythm remind you that life itself has never actually been waiting for ideal conditions to keep unfolding. It has been unfolding all along, faithfully, patiently, exactly as it was meant to. Your happiness is allowed to move at that same steady, faithful pace. I trust the steady rhythm of my own life. I trust that I am exactly where I am meant to be in this moment. Somewhere ahead of you, mornings are already waiting, quiet and golden, filled with small unexpected moments of grace you cannot yet fully imagine. You do not need to know exactly what they will look like to trust that they are coming. Seeds planted in darkness do not need to understand the shape of the flower before they begin to grow. They simply grow, trusting the process completely. You are allowed that same trust. You are allowed to move forward without needing every detail resolved in advance. I trust the unfolding of my life, even the parts I cannot yet see clearly. Let this final stretch of stillness settle fully into you now. Feel your body a little heavier, a little more at ease, resting comfortably wherever you are. There is nothing more you need to do in this moment to be worthy of peace. There is nothing left to prove before joy is allowed to arrive. It has already arrived, quietly, the moment you chose to slow down and truly listen. Let this settle deeply into you as we close. You are supported, more than you realize, by a quiet, patient current that has been moving beneath your life this entire time, carrying you gently toward the moments meant for you. You are capable of choosing joy today, exactly as you are, without waiting for anything else to change first. You are worthy of feeling good in this ordinary, unremarkable, deeply precious day, simply because you exist within it. Good things are already moving toward you, quietly, steadily, the way morning light moves across a landscape long before anyone declares the day has officially begun. A new chapter is opening, not in some distant future, but in this very breath, this very heartbeat, this very moment you have chosen to be fully present for. You do not have to wait one more day to be happy. You are allowed to enjoy your life starting now, exactly as it is, exactly as you are. And as you carry this quiet truth with you into the rest of your day, may you walk a little lighter, breathe a little easier, and trust a little more deeply that the life you have been waiting for has been here, with you all along.